Hello everyone, back tuning into today's first video doing the ECMWF 30-day look ahead for the UK and the rest of Europe as well for today's first video. So I'm going to look at temperature and rainfall anomalies for Europe and for the UK too for the next 4 weeks. This will take us into the early part of August. We can extend to 6 weeks with this, but we're going to stop at week 4. And then we'll include the weeks 5 and 6 rainfall and temperature anomalies in tomorrow's live stream that we're doing from 6 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, I'll get on it very shortly. Just to say that the second video update coming up later on today will be your regular 10 to 14 day video update, and that will have all of the usual features with it as well. We're at the Copernicus.eu website with this, so have a look at the charts yourself if you would like to do that. Right then, so this is the week 1 temperature anomaly for Europe, taking us from the 6th through to the 12th of July. So quite a cool scene actually across many parts of Europe, especially Northern Europe in the week ahead. Significantly colder than average temperature anomalies, or cooler than average temperature anomalies as it's summer. For Northern Europe, the core of the below average temperatures is through Norway and into central parts of Sweden, where we're around 6 or 7 degrees below average. Widely across Northern Europe, we're like a couple of degrees below average. UK and Ireland is coming out around 1 to 2 degrees below average. So yeah, it's a significantly cooler than average week coming up for much of Northern Europe, from Ireland and the UK in the west over to northwestern parts of Russia in the east. Going further south, it does get warmer as we come into Spain and Portugal, hotter than average there. The heat extending down into North Africa. Temperature anomalies through inland parts of Spain and Portugal, going up to around 4 or 5 degrees above average. Generally quite a warm scene across the central part of the Med too, so from the Côte d'Azur in the south of France into the central Mediterranean, we're around a degree or so above average. Moving into the southeast of Europe, well, it's a bit cooler than average from the Adriatic, going down in towards northern parts of Greece. The Balkans also looking a little bit cooler, but going further east still towards the Black Sea and then on into southwestern parts of Russia and through to Turkey, it does get a lot hotter there. In fact, some southwestern parts of Russia see temperatures up to around 7 to 8 degrees above average, so very hot the southwest of Russia. Overall, that is quite a cool week though, coming up through many parts of Europe away from like the Western Med and Spain and Portugal. This is how the rainfall anomaly is looking for week 1 from the 6th through to 12th of July with the ECMWF. So not overly unsettled. Some parts of central Scandinavia are a bit wetter than average. And into like central parts of the UK as well, we've got a swathe of wetter than average conditions through there, extending out into the Atlantic Ocean. A little bit wetter than average for Denmark, I should say, in southern parts of Norway, possibly even north of Germany, around the Baltic Sea, into this northeastern corner. But overall, actually quite a dry scene through many parts of Europe. So for Scotland and Northern Ireland, dry than average, and then much drier than average through France, for example, and also extending up towards Germany and Poland as well. In the southeastern corner, we find that Italy, the Adriatic and the Balkans are drier than average, but going further south, it looks like there could be some thunderstorms in towards parts of Greece. The central and western part of the Mediterranean, including Spain and Portugal, coming out with near normal rainfall, and so it should be relatively dry through there, just perhaps 1 or 2 rogue thunderstorms. It seems like high pressure is probably ridging in through here, and then with another area of high pressure up there, but like a swathe of unsettled conditions, doing something like that for week 1. Excuse me, moving through to week 2, this is how the temperature anomaly looks from the 13th through to the 19th of July. But colder than average, or cooler than average temperature anomalies are being pushed east and northeast. So Scandinavia is still significantly below average, and means colder than average temperature anomalies extend down the eastern side of Europe and into the west of Russia. So anywhere east of kind of Poland, eastwards through to Russia, looks cooler than average there through the middle part of July. Conversely, though, it's getting hotter out in the west. So hot temperatures are extending northwards from North Africa through Spain and Portugal into France. And yes, some of that warmth is arriving in the UK and Ireland as well. Generally on the western side of Europe, we're seeing temperature anomalies of around 2 to 4 degrees above average. Some parts of central France, for example, around 4 degrees above average, and also inland Spain as well. Ireland and the UK is like 1 to 2 degrees above average, so pretty warm there in the middle part of July. But going further east was a proper east-west split, really, with cooler than average temperature anomalies on that eastern side of Europe. Through the Mediterranean, again, we see this east-west split in evidence. So the central bowl of the Med from Italy back to Spain and Portugal, hotter than average from Italy to Greece and Turkey. It's cooler than average. Proper east-west split through the middle part of July. Precipitation anomalies do look drier through many parts of Europe, particularly northern Europe. So again, from Ireland and the UK in the west over to the west of Russia, and all places in between, high pressure looks like it's in control and we're drier than average. There should be quite a bit of high pressure sitting through these areas through the middle part of July. Southern Europe, not unsettled, but near a normal precipitation there, telling us there might be 1 or 2 rogue thunderstorms coming through there. I think the ridge is probably centered somewhere around here, which means that the jet stream is tending to do something a little bit like that, and so this is why Eastern Europe in particular will be cooler than average. Week 3, temperature anomaly takes us from the 20th to 26th of July, cooling down in the northwest of Europe. So Ireland and the UK sees temperature anomalies going back to average, possibly hinting at being a little bit below. Still looking slightly below average in northeastern parts of Europe as well. Conversely, though, still pretty warm in this western and southwestern area. So from France down to Spain, Portugal, possibly into parts of western Germany as well. The temperature anomaly there is warmer than average. Through the Mediterranean, we see that western and central parts of the Med, so from Italy through the central bowl of the Med, cream of holiday islands like Mallorca, Minorca, Ibiza, Corsica, Sardinia and Malta, all above average temperature. Normally in those warmer than average temperature extend back to Spain and Portugal. From the southeastern part of the Mediterranean, well, for the southeast part of the Med, for Greece and Turkey, again, slightly cooler than average. Bear in mind, it's the middle of high summer, so even if temperature anomaly is like a degree or so below average, it's still going to be very hot in most parts of Greece. This northeastern part of Europe, again, cooler than average up there too. Week 3 precipitation anomalies are looking like this, taking us from the 20th to 26th of July. So still looking drier than average across much of the west and the northwest, actually. It looks like high pressure should be in control here still, really. So maybe that temperature anomaly for Ireland and the UK is a little bit on the pessimistic side. With high pressure still sticking around, you would expect probably warmer than average temperature anomalies because there should be plenty of sunshine. I suppose it's possible we're sort of changing the wind direction, pulling in more of a northerly, northwesterly type wind. But to me, that looks like it should still be relatively anticyclonic, and anticyclone high pressure late July should produce some pretty warm weather, I would have thought. So I'd be surprised if the temperature is actually as cool as that for the UK and for Ireland. In the northeast, it looks a bit wetter than average through there, and then coming down into the Mediterranean. Again, we see near normal rainfall through much of the Med, so it could be some rogue thunderstorms around, but I would have thought quite a bit of dry weather coming through there. But most unsettled conditions looks like it's in the east and the northeast of Europe. And then finally we come through to week 4, which is the 27th of July to the 2nd of August. This week turns things warmer across northern Europe again. Temperature anomalies have been going above average across Scandinavia. Many parts of Western Europe as well, warmer than average, including Germany, France, Belgium, Holland, Denmark. So yes, above average by around half a degree to 1 degree anyway. So quite pleasantly warm. In Ireland and the UK, again, the temperature anomaly is close to average, although the southeastern corner is a little bit warmer. The far eastern part of Europe, somewhere around Ukraine, for example, looks a little bit cooler than average. And then coming down into the Mediterranean, largely a warm or hot scene, really, through many parts of the Med as we end July and go into August. Week 4 precipitation looks wetter though, so this is a little bit worrying if you want a hot, dry August across northern Europe, because it's going wetter than average from the 27th of July, 2nd of Europe, Scandinavia, France, Ireland, UK, all those sort of areas, west, northwest Europe, turning wetter than average. It looks like low pressure and the jet stream is possibly coming back here, bringing wet weather in from the west. The southeastern corner from around sort of the Balkans going over to Black Sea, looking a little bit drier, although on the Adriatic coast itself it's a little bit wetter there, probably from thunderstorms. Through the Mediterranean, again, near normal precipitation through many areas, but possibly just a little bit more unsettled even in the Med. So, yes, we could be seeing signs of unsettled conditions here across northern parts of Europe, setting up again end of July and into the early part of August with the ECMWF extended 30-day model. And of course, then we'll extend out beyond that for weeks 5 and 6 in tomorrow's live stream. So you'll see what the ECM is forecasting through the first half of August in the live stream tomorrow from 6 o'clock. Okay then, so that's the ECMWF 30-day look at. Hope you found it interesting and informative. Please give us a like on the video. Let us know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel. And we'll do it all over again next Tuesday. We're going to be back with the 10 to 14 day video update, including all of the regular features. That will be with you later on this afternoon. But for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.